Good afternoon. What do the most busy and the most successful people in this world have in common? Nothing, and that's right. Except the fact that they breathe the same air and they live on the same planet, they have nothing in common. Because being busy is not the same as being successful. In fact, some of the most busy people that I have seen are also the most stuck. Not exactly like in a mud. They are moving, they are in action, but it feels like they are running faster and sweating harder on a treadmill, but not going anywhere. They are in motion, but they lack momentum. On the other hand, the successful people, when you look at them, they don't look busy at all. In fact, they are completely at ease. They look deeply involved and intensely focused, and they focus on making every effort count. Both busy and the successful people, they both put in effort. But when busy people put in effort, they merely survive. On the other hand, successful ones, the achievers, when they put in effort, they thrive. When busy people put in effort, they are usually struggling with deadlines, chasing targets, but barely able to go beyond an inbox. On the other hand, successful people, when they put in effort, they build great companies, they create magnificent art, and they transform lives. So the natural question is, what really separates these busy ones, these successful ones and achievers? Is there any differentiator? The answer is yes. Between the years of my early struggle and the time when I tasted the first success, I began to notice something changing inside me. And I not only realized the transformation which was happening, but I also recognized the factors which were causing this transformation. You call it factors, you call it differentiators, some may call it enablers, but I call it a magical set of three. And that magical set, my dear friends, is mindset, tool set, and skill set. Your mindset tells you how much you can grow, what you can dare to attempt, what are your limits and what are your possibilities. And your tool set helps you to channelize your efforts and resources so that you can produce tangible outcome. And your skill set equips you with the abilities that delivers excellent results. Mindset, tool set, and skill set, when they combine together, that's where you start making difference. That's where you start making it big, and that's where you make it count. Let's try to decode this magical set called mindset, tool set, and skill set. Because everything happens in mind. Before you plan, before you act, even before you move, it all happens in your mind. And if the mind is origin of everything, consider your mindset as a place where everything grows. It's like a fertile piece of land. And in this fertile piece of land called mindset, ideas can take birth, your dreams can sprout, and your aspirations can flourish. But in the same fertile piece of land, weeds also grow. Unfortunately, this fertile piece of land called mindset does not differentiate between the weeds that can limit the possibilities and the trees that can bear the fruit. And these weeds are your prejudice, your fear, your self-doubt, limiting belief, your comparison with others and comfort zone. And I have seen this playing out in my own life. Early in my 30s, I was working in a small town in a manufacturing complex with my sweet family, and the life was absolutely comfortable. The life was comfortable, but the opportunities were limited. I was looking to relocate in a bigger city so that I can find better career, and probably a career for my wife and my son can be put into a good school. And when an offer came from the same city, from a multinational company, I was elated because that offered me great compensation package and promising growth opportunity. But it came with a caveat, with a condition that I may have to travel frequently to overseas countries. And the duration of that travel could be uncertain. It could be 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, and not every time I'll be able to take my family with me. And that thought of leaving my family behind while I'm on overseas trip terrified me. Coupled with it, a hesitation crept up. I started thinking whether I'll be able to fit into that ultra sophisticated environment compared to the rusty manufacturing plant from where I was hailing. This fear, this hesitation, this comfort, all weeds, it had already taken roots. And despite such a fantastic offer, I froze in front of it. And I ended up declining that offer. Thanks to the conversation that I struck with my family over the next few weeks, and also some of my mentors, it helped me to change my perspective. It also helped me to look at the possibilities and not just focus on the problems. It also introduced me that I can possibly have plan B without necessarily compromising on my plan A. Over the next few weeks, I changed the decision and I said yes to that offer, and fortunately it was available to me. And that one change, one decision, and that shift in the mindset changed everything. That opportunity gave me fantastic financial stability and the growth beyond my imagination. It also helped me to discover the strengths which I never thought I had it in me. My dear friends, the mindset, when it is growth oriented, even your smallest decision, your act, and everything that you do starts producing bigger and better results. So, how do you go about cultivating a growth oriented mindset? First, notice your weeds, your hesitation, that fear, that comfortable life, self doubt, prejudice. All of these are weeds. Keep them under check and challenge them from time to time. Second, decide what you really want to grow in that fertile piece of land called mindset. Because your clear vision acts as a sunlight to your plan, your possibilities, and your purpose. And third, not to forget, nurture it regularly, nurture it daily. Just like you keep watering a growing plant. Because when you cultivate it regularly, just like you do a self-reflection, continuous learning, an occasional conversation with your friends and mentor who always challenge you to grow, can help you grow a growth-oriented mindset. And your mindset, when it is fertile, when it is growth-oriented, even your smallest effort begin to multiply. And when we talk about multiplying the effort, we cannot have this discussion without the second set in my magic box, which is tool set. Look at the tools that we are using in every single day. A pen, an iPad, or even a tiny screwdriver. All of these are tools and many other tools. These tools save your time, effort, and energy, which otherwise would drain away. With tools, you can turn your effort into efficiency. And it's not just only about using the tools, it's also about making use of the right tool for the right task. When you use the right tool for the right task, that helps you to give bigger and better outcome, and it helps you to achieve the scale. Let us revisit an example which all of us would have experienced at least once in our life. Think of putting two screws on a wall. In the absence of a tiny screwdriver, all of us would have used a tail end of a spoon to put the screws on a wall. It works. It works for two screws. It works for even four screws. But by the time you reach to the 10th screw, not only your wrist will start aching because the tail end of the spoon is not the right tool. It will start aching and frustration will creep in. And you will start questioning all the choices that you made in your life. That wrong tool will keep you busy, but you will never be able to be efficient or productive. How do you develop the right tool set? Look at everything that's happening in your life. And the moment you notice that there are things which are repeated, you have to do it, and they are repeated every now and then, but not adding any value anymore. You've got to find an alternate tool, alternate resource, alternate method or arrangement that can help you save your time, energy, and effort. And when it comes to tools, of course, it makes your life easy. You also need to flip your thinking and check what is it that is really making my life easy is also a tool. Knowledge gained through books is a tool. A small routine or a procedure followed every single morning consistently is also a tool. Any arrangement, any alternate resource that helps you to save your time is a tool. Focus on that. And when you want to achieve the scale and produce bigger results, you've got to resort to the right tool. And you should also standardize and automate. Unless you standardize and automate, you will never be able to achieve the kind of scale and the big results that you want to produce in your life. Friends, tools not only save your time, it not only reduce your effort, but makes your life mighty easy. And it's not only about the tools, it's also about the hands that hold the tools. And that brings us to the third set in my magic box called skill set. Right from our childhood, we all have been learning different skills. We have learned lots of soft skills, and thanks to the university and our profession, which has taught us some hard and functional skills. A combination of soft skill and hard skill or functional skills, I call them survival skills. And with these survival skills, all of us can pull through our life. With these survival skills, we all can earn money, build careers, and live a comfortable life. But living a comfortable life is a trap. Because in that comfortable life, you stop learning. When you look at the successful people, the achievers, you will invariably notice that they are doing two different things. They are continuously learning new skills, adding new skills. At the same time, they are also operating with something called as crucial skills. We talked about survival skills. What are those crucial skills? They are not very different. It's not a new set of skills. It is actually the same set of skills from survival, but taken to the next level becomes a crucial skill. How do you hone your skill set or you operate with your crucial skills? Look at everything that you are doing. Pick certain survival skills like communication, leadership, negotiation, time management, your emotional intelligence. All of these, when taken to the next level, and when you start applying in everything that you do, you will see that you are making the difference, you are making it big, and you are making it count. Mindset, tool set, and skill set. When they come together, when they combine, it forms a potent combination, and it turns your ordinary effort into extraordinary outcome. Because your mindset gives you direction, your tool set gives you momentum, and your skill set helps you to deliver excellent results. So here is my takeaway, and probably it could be yours too. Make your life easy and not busy. So the next time when you take up any new mission, any new task, any new project, pause and honestly ask yourself a question. Am I just doing it, or am I making it count? Thank you.